Good morning, everybody on YouTube. It's Rick Thomas from Obsolete Video Services. Hey, guys. All right, we are working on these 3 tapes I got from my good friend Court, and these are some more of the Away We Go programs from the summer replacement from 1967. We're getting these to play halfway decent. I did notice something on these tapes. Sometimes you got to really jump into things when you're trying to figure out problems, but these machines were very common for bad control heads for control tracking, because this was like the crappy design that they used back then. All right, the machine that recorded these tapes, the control head was failing on the machine, so I had to go in and actually readjust my control track on the drum to get it to scan properly so the track would lock, because the control track was really messed up due to the bad control head that was used, or it was failing on the machine that he had. So I had to go in and actually try to fix the control track. So we were able to get this to lock. Control track on these decks are a real problem. Also, like I said, capacitors drying out, all kinds of issues on these machines. These skip field machines are not the greatest video recorders by no shape of the imagination, but we were able to work on this tape. I've been trying to lock this tape, and this is the one of the 3 that I got the other day, and unfortunately this tape would not play at all. I mean, it's seriously jumping around, and half the scans showing up. Part of it would, half the other part wouldn't. You could see that the control track just couldn't lock the video in, so I had to go and make a lot of adjustments in the alignments on the drum, and also I even went as far as changing my control head on my deck, figuring maybe that might be the problem, but it ended up that it wasn't, so it's not going to hurt to have a newer control head on the unit. But the alignment on this particular tape was way off due to the fact that it will not lock control track. Sometimes you can mess with the alignments on these drums and you can get the control track to lock, like I did right here. All right, locking control track is not an easy thing on these skip field machines, because you're trying to match the issue of the skip field machine from the time. These were crappy machines before EIAJ came out. These were, they had all kinds of issues. Control track issues were a major problem on these. But sometimes when you mess with alignments, and you throw the machine out of whack and you don't know what you're doing, you're going to end up recording your tapes like that, and somebody like me 50 years later is going to try to recover it, and it's got to try to find the problem. Since I've been working on these machines for a very long time, I know what to look for and how to get these videotapes to sync. And this is definitely a control track error. This particular tape, or maybe his machine was starting to go bad, the control track head was going bad, or the circuitry, one or the other, which threw the control track off of this particular recording. So I was able to get the tape to lock by adjusting the actual scan alignments around the drum. So sometimes you have to offset everything to get a tape to play. This tape was really interesting to get video lockup. The machine that the man was using was failing at some point. Bad control head, which would throw the video recording into a bad control track. Either the head was going bad, or circuitry on the machine, whatever. Or maybe he messed with the alignments on his machine, or never touched these ever. If you don't know what you're doing, something went wrong here. And anyways, I've been messing with it for about a half hour now, and did some alignments on to offset my machine. So now we're actually able to get this tape to lock up, which it was not doing at all. This tape had some serious control track issues, so I've been messing with it for about 30 minutes. I even changed my control head out on this one with a newer one that I had sitting around. It still was doing the same thing. So that tells you that it was either recorded like that, or somebody messed with the guides on the machine before they recorded this particular tape. You mess with these guides, you throw the alignment off on the machine completely. So one of the 2 things happened. Either alignment was messed with, or control track failure. But anyways, it was not, this tape would not play back at all correctly. I mean, it was just everywhere. Couldn't even get it even a good picture. but we were able to lock the control track to save this tape. So now we got this one recording properly. Sometimes on these particular machines, you have to offset the alignments on them, or sometimes you have to do repairs, which I'm going to jump into sometime this week. I did change out my control head, audio control head, and put a new one or a newer one on. Sometimes when you have bad capacitors in the circuit, would cause that same problem. Sounds like to me that the machine was messed with back when he recorded this particular tape, maybe others, and when you start messing with these, that means when you recover the tape, that machine has to be offset to match what the person did to the machine that recorded the recording. Real pain in the ass. So I hope you enjoyed this video.